Readers don't finish novels for the plot, not really. They finish them for the character they can't stop thinking about days after they've closed the book. And yet character is the part most outlines skip past on the way to plotting the next big twist. In this episode, the one question that makes a character feel alive instead of functional, why likability is actually the wrong goal to aim for, and a simple test for whether your character can carry 200 pages on their own. This is episode 3 of How to Write a Novel, Start to Finish. Every strong protagonist has two goals running at once. A want, the thing they're consciously chasing on the surface of the plot, and a need, the deeper thing the story is actually about, which they usually don't recognize until somewhere near the end. A detective wants to solve the case in front of her. What she needs, underneath that, is to let herself trust someone again after being betrayed. The want is what drives the plot forward scene by scene. The need is what drives the character's actual arc, and it's usually the thing readers remember. Writers get told constantly to make their characters likable, and it tends to produce flat, agreeable characters nobody actually remembers a week later. The real goal is understandable, not likable. A reader should be able to follow the internal logic of why your character does what they do, even when it's selfish, wrong, or genuinely messy. Readers will forgive almost anything, cruelty, cowardice, bad decisions, except a character whose choices don't make sense within their own established logic. Understandable is a much higher bar than likable, and a far more useful one. Take a character who lies to their best friend to protect a secret. Written for likability, the lie gets minimized, softened, almost apologized for by the narrative itself. Written for understandability, we see exactly why the lie feels necessary to her, what she's protecting, what she believes would happen if the truth came out, and we might disagree with the choice while still completely understanding it. That's the version readers stay invested in, because it respects them enough to trust their judgment instead of managing it for them. A flaw only matters if it actually costs your character something concrete inside the story, a relationship damaged, an opportunity lost, a version of the ending they could have had if they'd simply been different. If your character's flaw never causes any real damage across the whole novel, it's decoration, not characterization, no matter how often it's mentioned. Readers track consequences closely, even ones they couldn't necessarily name if you asked them, and a flaw with no cost quietly reads as unearned. Here's a quick way to check if a character can hold a whole novel. Imagine them alone in a room with no plot happening around them at all. Do they still have something going on internally, a tension, a contradiction, a want they are actively avoiding facing? If the honest answer is no, they're currently a passenger in your plot rather than the engine driving it, and that's worth fixing before you draft another chapter around them. Give your character a want and a need, and know the difference between them. Aim for understandable, not likable. Make their flaw cost them something real and specific. And check that they can carry a scene on their own, even without the plot doing all the work for them. Character gives your novel its engine, but readers also need somewhere believable to put that character. Episode 4 covers world building, how to build a setting readers actually believe in, without ever having to stop the story to explain it to them. Subscribe and I'll see you there.